Hello, skipper. Hello, navigator. Half a minute to go. Okay.
Hey everyone, bing bong zing zang. This is Ed Amon, your host. Renee is not here. She is out of office again this time around. She's traveling. Yeah, she's I think she's dead, but I haven't received a confirmation yet, so.
Right, a moment of silence. Pause the podcast.
3, 2, 1. Okay, silence over. Yeah, she's been away. I think she's been doing some comedy in Christchurch, which I was doing with her as well. So we've got our joining us as a guest host, Keegan S. Govind.
Yes?
Keegan Govind.
What the S for?
No,
Keegan shitty comedian Govind. Reporting for duty, sir.
Superstar Donald Duck.
Super gay.
You got a duck thing going on in your head.
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks.
Yeah,
Right.
I hate when people give me shit. They're like, "Oh, terrible hockey team." I'm like, I don't give a shit. I like the movie.
Yeah, the movie is great. I mean,
I
the team doesn't matter.
Buy exclusively Mighty Ducks gear just because it's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mighty Ducks 2,
Yeah.
specifically.
2 is specifically. Why do you like?
1 was average.
All right.
2 had it all.
I don't even remember. It's such a long time ago. Is this the one which has the one of the Sheen people who's not called Sheen?
Emilio Estevez.
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
Who's become a failure after that.
Drink driving.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's in the first one. The first one he had to go. Part of his community service was to go coach like a kids hockey team, and as part of his, the reason he got it was for drink driving.
Oh my god.
And then the second one, he doesn't make it in the big leagues. He gets his knee bashed up or something by someone who, and then so he gets asked to coach that same kids hockey team.
Yeah.
But then now take them to the Junior Olympics.
Oh yeah.
And all they do is like pull in a couple other decent players from different parts of America.
All right.
It's amazing. It's a great movie.
He didn't do anything afterwards though.
Emilio Estevez?
Yeah. What did he do? He was in the Breakfast Club. Was he? No. Maybe.
Was?
I think so. He was in the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been before.
Yeah, before that, I guess. And then I think he just died or something. I don't know what happened. He's alive, I guess. Martin Sheen and the other Sheen, the HIV guy. What's his name?
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Tiger Blood.
Tiger Blood. Yeah, Tiger Blood.
2.5 Men, like, people shit on it, but you put it on and you get it. They're nailing, like, the formula for just being funny pointlessly on a Friday night.
Yes, it was great because when I was in the UK, I was trying to get my visa and all this shit was happening, global financial crisis. I watched 2.5 Men. It was great. It was just lighthearted and it was funny and it's funny. It's good writing. It's not bad writing.
Great dynamic between like Charlie Sheen and Alan.
Yeah.
Alan was just such like a complete nerd, and then Charlie Sheen, all he pretty much had to do was to do the opposite. So it gave them a real good dynamic as brothers.
What was the son's name?
The fat kid from C Spot Run.
Yeah, I think he found Jesus or something and he stopped doing it.
He got good looking.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah, I think
that happens with like most child stars.
Well,
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I think it's the other way. They get worse. Who else is there? Macaulay Culkin.
The guy from I think the kid from Game of Thrones, Bran kid. I don't think he became smart or good looking.
They can't walk. Method acting.
Yeah, method acting.
The who else was there? There was Leonardo DiCaprio was a famous.
Yeah, he got really good looking. Dakota Fanning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was she in? What was her? I remember.
Her child.
I Am Sam.
She was in that movie with Denzel Washington. What was that? Man on Fire.
Man on Fire.
That was a great movie.
What was the movie just before that we brought up?
Mighty Ducks.
No, Mighty Ducks, and then Dakota. I Am Sam.
I Am Sam.
Could not do that now.
No, we can't.
Regular straight guy playing a handicap. He did it so well, and now when you go back and watch it, it looks offensive.
Yeah, I don't think nobody will be able to do it right now. Even the stuff that they did recently in Tropic Thunder, with Ben Stiller doing the
blackface.
No, he did a kid.
Yeah.
You know, he did.
Yeah, he was in that, but that was like even 2 steps.
Yeah,
like it was an actor
playing an actor,
playing
a role. Yeah, that was just crazy. So how has your week been, man? What have you been
My
up
week
to?
was pretty good. I didn't get up too much. Got some spots at the Classic. Come check it out. Now that the Comedy Fest is over, the shit comedy continues now. They gave spots back to all the Special Olympics kids like me. They're here to try make some funnies for the crowd.
I still haven't got any email yet. We'll see what happens.
Get into it.
Get in.
Did you email?
I've emailed a couple of times.
Oh, this is inside comedy.
See, inside
Make a
backstage.
do a little. To go back and edit this out.
Yeah, I don't think anybody
And we're
cares.
back.
And
Ed just had to wipe his tears. He got frustrated, started punching the table.
yeah, it was. It's crazy now because after the festival, we've been in our previous episodes. We were talking about the festival. After the festival, there's kind of like all of a sudden there's nothing to do. During the festival day, we were just going there every day in the evening, just hanging out with all the comedians, and then now it's nothing to do. I'm just trying to find stage time.
Good experience. The festival. Have you spoken about it? Like
No,
post fest.
no.
That's cool. Can I
Great.
interview?
Yeah. It was a great, extremely great experience. I loved it because it was one of those things that you have the fest, and then 2 months before the fest show, I had the same feeling that you have just before going to open mic night. Just 5 minutes before, I used to have that nervousness.
Oh yeah.
So 2 months before, I had that constant, every day, all night, all day, and I was just sick and tired of it. But then when we started doing the shows, it was fantastic.
Was it good nerves? Like you're excited, or were you just scared?
It was good nerves. It was good nerves. I was quite excited and nervous in the sense that just with the insecurity that it's all gonna fall down and people's gonna turn up and nobody's gonna laugh and it's all shit. And how can we get? I don't deserve this bullshit.
Oh, you guys did well. You sold out all the shows, didn't you?
Yep, sold out.
Was the only people that sold out?
Yeah, only new people that sold out.
Yeah.
All nights.
What was the secret? Whose dick did you suck? Everyone's who bought tickets.
all the we had a
Like you got no
huge-
spots this week. So got a couple to catch on and a couple to go back and suck on for free.
Oh, I might have to suck the Scott steak. as
How did
well.
you guys sell all the tickets? Was it just because you guys are all three of you are popular?
Well, we're not that popular. We just from the start we started getting these comments that, oh, how did you get the show? Oh, because you guys are so new. How did you guys get the show? And we were like, fuck, if nobody comes in, we need to prove everybody wrong. So we started selling really hard. We spent a lot of money on the internet.
Yeah.
Specific, very
Facebook.
targeted campaigns, and then we
How'd you do that?
did one.
On Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook. So we had a page, My Country, and then in that we posted videos and stuff of us all the time,
Nice.
and which was good.
I always think about that with with my comedy page. I always post gigs that I'm on, but I'm kind of just doing it to let people that would like to come to a gig, just to let them know that it's on if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But I never post things to kind of ask people to come to gigs.
Yeah,
Like I would like to, but then I've always felt that you can't just you need to put out more put out content.
yeah,
And then you can ask them. So it's it's not just because if you ask them to come, it's just you're taking from them.
yeah. That's true.
You have to kind of give first. So I think I'd only start asking people to come and promoting gigs more if when I start putting out content.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like saying that.
That's good you guys did that.
Yeah, it's like inviting someone with telling them that we are so good, just come to see us without showing them how good you are, without not even a glimpse of it. We didn't show our actual comedy. We did some stupid videos of eating mayonnaise and
It's something though.
sharing
It's
some
something.
articles, doing some comments here and there.
Yeah.
And just updating our feelings of how are we feeling about the fest and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Which kind of helped. And then we talked one-to-one to people. We actually said, oh, why don't you buy the ticket? When people say, oh, we'll buy a ticket. Oh, why don't you buy it now or tomorrow? And then the next day we'll follow up. We won't push that, did you buy the ticket? We'll say, was it easy to buy the ticket? Because we've heard that some people are finding it hard to buy the ticket.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, oh, yeah, I'll just click it now. And it was like a 60-70% success rate like that.
Oh yeah.
That if you just follow up with someone and
you gotta cushion. No, not cushion. Like you corner someone into coming to the show.
yeah. And people actually not when people say that they will come, they're not lying. They are they are interested. They say, yeah, I'll come. But then as a human being, you're like, when you go home, you forget about the conversation that you just had. So it's good to have like a follow up. It's good.
I had that. I was at a party on Saturday, and then someone was talking to me about, oh, you're a comedian, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, just looks, there's something about this guy trying to staunch me out, and he's with his girlfriend as well. He looked me in the eye and goes, when's your next show? And I was like, yeah, I got a couple of gigs, coming up. And he's like, we're coming? I was like, okay. He's like, what is the date for the next show? And I was like, yeah, I probably got a couple shows like coming up in the next like 2 weeks or so. And he's just like, yeah, but like what date is it? Like we're coming to the next show.
Oh, committed.
Yeah. So then I awkwardly like pulled out my calendar and I was like, does Thursday the 16th? And he's like, yep, we'll be there. Sweet. And I was like, all right, I'll sort you out some tickets. Ruin the rest of my night. I'm just sitting there like, I'm going to need to perform for this random couple that I just met. I was like, it's 2 weeks away. I hope I die or like can't do the spots or something.
And it will be funny
I'm going to
because
think about that for 2 weeks now. This random couple that I don't even fucking know. I'm going to try.
And it's crazy that no matter what is happening, even if you're killing, you will be just worrying that if these two people are there and if they're laughing, they might not turn up as well. But you'll be worried about that.
The damage is done.
Yeah, it's done.
Regardless of whether they come or not.
They've played their game.
And I thought I might get away with it. And just no shit, as I was leaving the party, he goes, oh, hey, man, just before you go, add me on Facebook. And I was like, oh, yeah, sweet. And he's like, yeah, Andre's something. Oh, shit. Edit that one out. He's like, add me on Facebook. I was like, yeah, sweet. And he's like, no, do it right now.
Yeah.
Takes my phone, searches his name, and adds himself.
Wow.
I'm just like, how adamant is this guy to come?
What did you do? What did you tell him? I
don't know. I need to turn it off. I can't be on at party. Too much promotion for myself.
Did you tell some crazy jokes that he was like, oh, yeah, I got to see this guy?
I guess I want people to come, just not plan to come.
Yeah, don't tell me. Just come.
Just come to the show.
And be anonymous. Tell me after the show it was great.
Yeah,
but
even
don't tell
if it sucked,
me. Yeah. I can't really, because people invite friends on comedy shows. And I've seen on last year when we were doing open mics, they will have 20 people of their friends sitting there and none of them would be laughing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I always thought that, why the fuck is this happening? And I think my analysis of it is that they are so worried about them, even if it's funny or not. The friends are so worried about the performer that they are just listening to other people if they laugh or not.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the stupid thing. That's why
they're trying to gauge. Oh, okay. I know how funny my friend is, but how funny are they compared to this person? I hope they're better than this person.
Yeah.
I think they're better. But what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, and then the punchline is gone and the laughter is gone. You can't do. Time's done. No time left to laugh.
And I think you have about, especially when you're starting out, you have 2, maximum 3 opportunities to bring friends to a show.
Yeah.
Then after that, they're like, oh, why don't you try writing some new material? We've already heard those jokes. And you're like, oh yeah, comedy doesn't really work like that, you know? Takes Jerry Seinfeld, you heard of him? He says he ran his set 250 times before he did on television. I'm getting on stage once every 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But have you had family to the show?
A couple shows. Yeah.
How was that
when
experience?
I started,
how was that experience?
Yeah, it was all right. One was good when I was in the Raw final. I had a bit about shitting on my dad.
Oh, yeah.
So that was fun to do. I just heard my uncles like being like, you fucking faggot. Whatever. And I don't think there's any... I don't feel any pressure. Like, even with friends and family, I've always thought, even if you don't do well, the way my friends and family are, they'd laugh at me. Yeah. At least. Like, we're always laughing with each other. So it's kind of just like, oh, he's doing that same thing he does, but up there now.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't think I don't feel any pressure.
All right.
It's more random, like fringe friends that are still building an impression of you.
Who have no idea about you, and then they come in and
smash it, and then you come out and you have those locked and loaded excuses. Yeah, I was just running new stuff tonight, you know?
They'll say, oh, this guy is not good for this 5 minutes, so he's not a good person at all. So let's not talk to him at all.
Oh. He thinks he's professionally funny.
Yeah. He thinks
it was all right.
I
think you did fine. Yeah. No, the voice goes high.
It's
you
always
fine.
It's always to her. You are very brave.
Yeah, you're brave. I think I really admire people that can stand up there. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't. At least you try.
Yeah. At least you get up there. It must be hard. Do you get nervous? I just have like these locked and loaded like pre-written lines for all those things, so you sound a lot more professional than you are. Yeah, I think anyone can do it. Like I think like you could. This is what I say if someone says, you're so brave again. I think anyone could do it. I reckon the best way would be you can start just gradual exposure. Like you've been funny, told a joke or been funny to one of your friends before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do that. Then the next day go to 2 people.
Yeah.
And then the day after that, so on and so forth until you get to a decent sized crowd. Like, gradual exposure.
Yeah.
Anyone could do stand up. And I think everyone should do stand up. Just a whole bunch of horseshit that makes you sound like you kind of know what you're talking about.
Oh, shit.
I was workshopping material tonight,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't trying to kill. I was just
It's
that
exactly,
kind of horseshit after you
we got to do it this way because, you got to try it and then, you know, you got to gauge. It's like, yeah, sure.
I always thought that, like, with a mold, I could probably design an alright comedian or, like, a better comedian than I am.
Yeah.
As opposed to what I actually go up there and do.
Really?
If I just had a mold and I just got to, like, program how someone did stand-up.
Yeah.
The jokes and their act-outs. I was like, I think I have a good idea. I've watched so much comedy. I could create that. And then I'm sitting here like, why the fuck can't I do that?
Yeah.
I should go there and talk a bunch of horseshit with some shitty jokes.
There is. I mean, some people who at the start they do think that it's easy to do when they see something, and then they say I can do it as well, and then they go and do it, and then it's
Did you have that when you started? Is that why you?
No, I started because I watched so much comedy, and I was a comedy nerd, so I watched documentaries and also just podcasts, etc. So many things. So I knew actually what it is. So I just wanted to try it just to see how I am and if I like the presence on the stage.
Do you think, like, are you still a comedy nerd, would you say?
Yeah, I am.
So do you think that now, since you started doing comedy, does that increase your appreciation for it? Because you can appreciate on, like, a different level now. You can kind of see, or, like, see a bit more of how things are done.
Yeah. I appreciate it a lot more. And a lot of the times I'm just admiring just people when I watch comedy. I was like, how did they get to that? Yeah. And this is how they get to that. And look at how they did this, the 3 situation, and how did they match this world to a different world, and how did they that made an animal like human, and how the things completely changed. It's it's an amazing thing to see, because I always feel that people sometimes think, now we're gonna sound like assholes, but people sometimes think that if you make one person laugh as a friend and make another person laugh as a friend, you're matching one sense of humor. You've made a joke and matched their sense of humor. When you are doing comedy, there's 50 people in front of you. You want to match all 50 of their sense of humor.
And there's so many variables.
Everybody is different,
Yeah.
right? So you got to come to something that matches everybody and makes them surprised to have a laugh.
Like, I think one of the goals is trying to create, like, a group thought. Like, the whole crowd becomes one mind. Like, they're all in it together, and then you're steering the thought. Like, you're the bus driver.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the big goals when you're on stage. But there's so many variables that go into that to get to that situation. Like, firstly, every single person has to trust you.
Yeah.
You have to show them that you're funny.
Yeah.
And that can be the tiniest thing could flip that in their mind. You walk out, you stumble.
Yeah.
You walk out, you don't know how to take the mic out. You don't move the mic stand out. You choke on the first word.
Yeah.
It could be 1 second too long of silence. So I think it's very hard. And then I don't think it's probably happened in, like, really drunk packed crowds and stuff where you can kind of facilitate that sort of.
Exactly. Yeah.
You get flashes of it sometimes if you're in a joke and you know the tags.
Yeah.
Then when you're dropping the tags, it's like you're almost.
You're trying to. It's like you're just.
You know that sphere thing?
Yeah.
That people juggle?
Oh, with the hand.
Yeah.
That,
It always
that's
feels
true.
like that. Like that's the.
Oh, yeah.
And you have little flashes where, that was so perfectly smooth.
Everybody was mashed into this whole sphere,
Yeah.
and then you just moving your hand around them,
Yeah.
and they just went with you.
But it doesn't work like that. Usually you have a thing and you're just like finger fucking it. But the goal is to do something, make a little YouTube channel out of
Yeah.
rolling the ball around.
But it's the thing is that there's so many different variables. I've seen that if there's the premise for the listeners. The premise is that when you set up a joke and then there's a punchline, and sometimes there's a pause or something between that, right? And if you stumble or you just miss a single half a second, that punchline would not work. So what it's even they will hear it, they understand the surprise, they understand everything, but something has went wrong, which is so minute that it just didn't trigger that surprise laughter that in them. So that's why I'm so nerdy about it.
Yeah, sometimes you can, especially if you're listening to your recordings, you can nail the joke with the exact same timing, but then for whatever reason it didn't work.
It didn't work, yeah.
And I think shit, I forgot what I was gonna say about the Oh, go on about.
Was that about the balls?
No.
You can vape here if you want.
Oh, no, I'm all good. Got my vape. Have you talked about vaping on this?
No, I haven't. No, let's talk about vaping.
Shout outs to the vapors out there.
Yeah. Shout out. That's the most wonderful thing that is happening at the moment out there.
When did you start vaping?
A couple of years. Yeah, it's been a couple of years.
Did you use it to try quit smoking?
No, I quit smoking first, and then vaping came, and I was like, holy shit, I can do this as well.
Yeah.
And then so I quit, and it was just a couple of months difference.
Yeah.
And then I just bought like a shitty one. Remember the old ones, the thin one, which where
The end lights up.
the tank was like just like a big cotton ball in the middle, and after like a week you had to change the whole thing, the whole tank. And so I was doing, I was doing that. And I was like, this is not really advisable because it's not. And then I started researching and became a complete nerd about it. And then I went to do into the whole different mods and.
Did you think it was stupid and give people shit when they vaped before you started?
No, I never did that. I never did that because I actually found it very cool.
Yeah.
I've got like so many of these happening. I've got the pen.
Oh, yeah, there's one. It's in your ass.
And I've got
the biggest one.
The biggest one. But no,
500 volt mod.
I didn't because so this is something older relating to why I quit smoking. So I still smoke sometimes, but I tried to quit many times. Because I told myself, this is disgusting, this is bullshit, I need to quit.
Yeah.
But then I went back into it. But the only successful time that I was able to quit, that I just accepted it. This is a beautiful thing. It's just not good for me. Smoking is a fantastic thing, but I can't do it because I will die sooner. And then,
well said.
So I just accepted the fact that it's a beautiful thing. It's that like any beautiful thing, if you do too much of it, it's bad for you. Yeah. So it's the same with smoking because I have so much memories attached to it. My time with my Greek friends in the UK and growing up in Pakistan, and it's smoking. And first time I drank alcohol, and cigarette was a big part of it, right? Yeah. So it's part of your life. So if you just, it's like saying it's like if your son is going to college, and then to get out of that, you just say, I fucking hate him, he's bad for my life, and then he's gone. It doesn't work like that. You say, no, I love my son, but he has to go. He has to go.
Yeah.
So that was when I successfully quit smoking. And now I smoke like every, once in a while I'll have one smoke and then I would not.
And his son went off to college and died from lung cancer. That's a good way to put it, I think. Because I had the same thing where I want to quit smoking, but I also like it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And it's so expensive. And like when I started smoking when I was maybe 18, I think. And before that, I'd never even touched a ciggy. I was never like against it or anything. There's a couple people in my family smoke. I was never against it. My people would smoke. I was just like, nah, whatever. And then I remember there was this German exchange student that came to our smokers' golf. They came to our high school. We became mates with him, and because it's just normal for them all to smoke, he would smoke, and I had a fake ID, so I'd go buy ciggies for him. Yeah. And then I was probably buying them for him for like maybe 2 or 3 months or something.
All right.
And then one day, nothing, not even stressed out or anything. It was just on a whim. I was just like, I'll just go buy a pack of smokes.
Yeah.
For myself.
Yeah.
Just not even thinking. And I went and I bought it, and I think in one day I smoked a whole pack by myself. And because since I'd met this guy, I had like 2 puffs maybe
Yeah.
on a ciggy from him, and I was like, yeah, it's all right. Bought a pack, smoked the whole thing. It was insane. I just remember being like, oh my God, I can't believe I smoked a whole pack.
Yeah. And then
I
you
should buy another one. That's when Paul Malls were $8.
All
and
right.
then I kind of just never. I think then I'd get a pack of ciggies and it would last me maybe a whole week. Like we'd meet up before school and we'd have a ciggy, and that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, every kid must vape now.
Yeah.
Because you could vape in class probably, especially have like one of those little other
Yeah. One of the pens, the
systems.
small pens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could just you could vape in class, and you have a no nicotine one. So what are they going to say? You can't have it.
Yeah, of course you
Yeah,
can. I
but
mean,
you'd have nicotine in there.
yeah, and then if you keep,
And it'll help you focus in class, I guess.
I guess
The
so.
nicotine
Yeah.
will zone you in.
Yeah.
Your fingers won't smell.
Yeah.
I remember like talking so much shit to my teachers. They're like, "You reek of cigarettes," and I like told them my mum was smoked in the car, and it was raining, so the windows were up, so it just must have sunk into my uniform. They're like, "You're drunk as well." I was like, "Yeah, she's on the piss. She's got a couple of issues as well."
You were the
They met
reason.
my mum, and she's not like this old fucking smoking booze hag. They're like, "You're regular."
Oh Jesus! So you were the reason for that legislation about not smoking in the car, with the kids in it. Yeah.
It wasn't that like.
Yeah, it wasn't that, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
But the thing is that I mean, I think people who try to get other people to quit, they should never say to them, "You should quit."
Yeah.
You know, you should. I don't know how you should approach it, but it's one of those things that one realizes. It's like alcohol as well. It's like if you're alcoholic, you realize yourself when you have hit, the bottom.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to quit, but I want to be able to have a cigarette like maybe one a week.
Yeah.
Even maybe one a day. Like at the end of the night, maybe. I think I could do that though.
Yeah.
But I've always had this weird thing. I don't think this is the whole issue, but I think this is my big issue. I think I have a, well, one thing I've actually noticed recently, I was doing some free writing about it, is like, I think one of the things I hate in life is not having an option.
Yeah.
Like, I used to hate when my parents would kind of tell me, like, this is the way things are done, or anyone would be like, this is the way things are done. Like, you have to do this.
Yeah.
You don't have an option. Then I get pissed off because I want to be able to make that decision to do what I want. I'd rather just not do whatever the fuck it is. And then I think with smoking, I've always had this weird control issue where I have to have my own pack of ciggies. I don't really like asking people for ciggies, and I also don't like, I'm the one who has to have them. Like, I can have a pack and just not smoke it.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I need to have the
But you have to
pack
have
there.
Yeah, you have it. Yeah.
Yeah. But that could just be just because then I know that if I want one, I can just have one.
Yeah. But do you have people around you, like at home, or they know, everybody knows in the family and everyone that you are
Those that
smoking?
Yeah, I kind of just eased it in to the fams.
So do they
Yeah.
tell you, you should stop?
They told me like a little bit. Then my granddad did like the Indian fob thing, where he's like, I'd be out there having a ciggy, and he'd come out and be like, like he'd sneak up on me and just be like, my father never smoke, never do this.
Yeah.
His father never do this.
Yeah.
Only drink.
Only drink.
Yeah. I don't know why you do this. And then fucking having to lie to the doctor when you go to get nicotine gum.
Yeah.
So how much would you say? Do you smoke cigarettes? Yeah, like every every now and then. How many do you smoke? Oh, it's usually just when I'm out.
Yeah.
How often are you out? Probably like 6 times a week. And so it's not that much, but I'll just get the nicotine gum just in case,
Yeah.
As you tell him that you get the fucking nicotine gum for $3.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I love
mean,
nicotine gum.
The gums are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I sometimes have them when I'm at work.
Yeah.
It just gives me like a freaking, because I don't smoke pot or any of the
Yeah.
other shit. So it just gives me like a high right in the middle of the day. I was
It's
like,
great for writing.
fucking hell. Yeah. And it hits your throat a little bit in the start.
Yeah.
Because if you start to chew a lot more and then you swallow things quickly or something
Get the
happens.
hiccups.
Yeah, you get the hiccups.
Yeah.
And but I've never tried patches though. But I love gum.
I
Gum's
tried it
great.
once. I got sick. Not
Alright.
sick, but it just felt
Because-
gross.
Because it's not with smoking, people think that you can that's why vaping has become so popular, because it kind of substitutes the action, because I'm not addicted. We're not addicted to the actual nicotine. I mean, we might be a little bit. It's an addictive substance.
I think it's a combination.
But we are more addicted to, because if we were just addicted to nicotine, patches will be fine and gum will be fine.
Yeah.
We are addicted to the action of it, the socialization of it.
Certain times,
and
you usually go to have a cigarette. Like, if you have a break at work.
Yeah.
Just if you're on break, you're like, my body's, I guess I'm having a ciggy now.
Yeah. And then also for me, it was also the history of it. I mean, this is part of your life. And then how can you just one day just kick it out of your life,
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's...
I don't want it completely. I want to be able to maybe just before a set, or... I thought that might be bad, because then if I didn't have one, then I'd want to have one before a set. But then I thought maybe after a set, and I was like, I could maybe stick to one a day.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to cut out completely.
Yeah.
And one a day was cool, like Kevin Spacey on House of Cards.
Yeah.
Got him and his missus will smoke one cigarette.
Yeah, one cigarette, yeah.
And then he fucked a kid. You need a ciggy after that hard day.
Yeah.
The Office,
And then that made that shitty last season. I didn't like that one.
I only watched the first and a couple of the second season.
And
I love that chick. That is like my ideal chick.
Robin Wright?
You are her character in the movie.
Yeah.
That tall, like dominant.
Man, she was so great in that role.
Woman suit wearing lady. It's hot, man. The short, like platinum blonde hair.
Yeah.
The other thing about vaping is, but vaping is mean. Like we use once, like especially where we're at now. Like we kind of understand we got like good vapes, and then the liquids we get are mean.
Yeah.
The prices are good. Cheaper now.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. And then like it's actually enjoyable to do. Like especially the flavors we're getting.
Yeah, and as you get to, it's an exciting thing to say that, oh, this was nice and this was nice, and then you kind of look forward to your tank finishing. Then you're like, okay, it's time to try a new thing now. And then...
And how many have we got? Like maybe 30 or 40 different flavors, and one has been average, and I only gave that away yesterday. I gave it to my cousin, and he put it in his vape, actually wasn't that bad.
Oh, really?
Remember the chamois shake?
Yeah. I still have that.
I hated that.
I've put it as an emergency. I don't think I'm ever going to have an emergency, but I've put it as an emergency on the side. Yeah. But it's kind of getting thicker and thicker by time.
Any vapors that are listening, just spend a little bit extra money, get a friend, and then buy liquids from America. They're way better.
Yeah, and then...
Split the shipping with a friend. It's not bad. Cheaper as well.
Cheap as well, and then if you're smoking, it's a good alternative. You just do it. And we're not glorifying smoking. It's just that it's the good way to, with my experience, the good way to quit is not just saying that it's bad and it's shit and blah blah. I'm a bad person. No, you're a good person. You did a good thing, and it's a beautiful thing, and you had a lot of memories. It's just that you gotta let it go. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. The way you put it, but I'm looking forward to like maybe maybe 2 or 3 years, vaping will be insane, because I think they've reached pretty much near like the peak of the technology.
Yeah.
The only thing they can really do now is get smaller, and like more. So they even get small with like nicotine salts.
Yeah.
So the smaller tanks, but then soon those nicotine salt vapes will be able to hit as hard as a regular like.
I think there's some nicotine. There are certain vape devices which only take salt liquids. The small. The ones that I've never tried them, but I wonder.
The pod ones.
The pod ones. The pod ones.
Yeah.
The new pod ones that are coming. That you attach a pod to it, and then you just. So the smoke has come up with that.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but with it might just be like a West Auckland thing, but I've noticed that a lot of people that vape in West Auckland, like dudes my age, it's vaping almost becomes like cars.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. I think it's because, you spend some time, you got to figure out how it works, and kind of hands-on.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got like a mesh mod, and then everyone's got their own way to do it, blah, blah, blah. But it's so like it's almost like your ego is, I think it's because it might even be, it's like shaped in the thing of a dick, so you're really like, my dick is better than yours. My dick, the way my dick comes in your mouth tastes way better.
Way better.
Yeah, it doesn't even need to get that hot. It only takes one battery.
It's smaller now, but it's way more effective.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. I think vaping has followed the same thing that phones. The progression is because it came up with like small cigarette-looking type things that you just smoke like a cigarette, and then it moved on to big, huge puffs of smoke, big mods, and now it's starting to go back to the smaller ones again.
Yeah.
So it's insane. I love vaping, and people sometimes say, "Oh, it's still bad," and blah blah blah. But it's not as bad, you know. What are you gonna do?
Oh, it doesn't taste bad though. And I got the bit about it, but it's true. Like, you spend a whole night vaping, you wake up the next day, you feel.
Yeah,
I pretty much did it last night. A whole night smoking ciggies is fucking
you feel bad.
gross. Like
Yeah.
your mouth feels. You feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it.
And then it hurts your stamina as well.
Yeah.
Vaping hasn't. It has improved, not improved as compared to my smoking
Yeah.
times.
Oh yeah.
My stamina. So which
Yeah.
is quite good. I love that. So please, listeners, if you are smoking, just cut it down a little bit and then get on to vaping.
Yeah.
It's great. I don't know. I don't know. Our smoke. We've got 50 people listening. I don't know if they vape or not, but it's popular. Just start now.
Yeah. Well, hit us up. We'll tell you which liquids to get.
Yeah.
Or we'll split our shipping with you. Can we switch subjects?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't need a segue. We just
all
switch.
What do you think about this for a comedy show idea? It's a show where the comedians go up on stage and they do all the material that their friends and like people that they met in public said, "Oh, you should use this on stage."
Yeah. Oh my God, this will be so good.
Yeah.
This will be so. My girlfriend tells me all
Yeah.
the time
You should
stuff
use
to
that
say.
in your set.
Yeah.
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 People always say that and you're just like, "Oh yeah, maybe."
Yeah. You always say, but you always try to be nice to them.
Yeah.
I always am nice. That's hilarious, and I always have a chuckle. I was like, that was great. That's
Yeah.
I'll write it. I'll note it in my mind, and then I never use it. But it's a good idea that everybody starts noting these things. Then we have a show that people just tell those jokes.
Yeah. And then I think it'll be it's funny. Like the theme is funny as the audience, as long as the MC introduces that.
Yeah.
And like you point out that they have been these people that
Yeah.
have said like, "Oh, you should use this."
Yeah.
That'd be a good show to bring your mates to. The comedians will want to bring their friends
Exactly.
to a show like that.
Yeah, that's a great idea, because then the thing is that if you use those jokes in a regular comedy show, there won't be any laughter.
Yeah.
Most of the times. But if you set the premise up, people will be cracking up because they will hear that and they will crack
Realize how
up at the
stupid
irony
it
of
is,
it.
or,
Yeah.
like, how you would have turned that into a joke.
Yeah.
Have you ever used material that someone like a non-comedian has said, "Oh, you should use this in a"?
No, I've never. Nothing has popped in and clicked as
Yeah.
well, because they will say something about. People at work do that a lot,
Yeah.
right? And they will be in a meeting or something, and they will say something, and people around will laugh, and it's one of the in the moment things, right? And I was like, "Oh, you should use that in your gig, in your set." And
Can
I
you
was
think
like,
of a specific moment?
yeah, it would
So
be.
how would you turn it into a bit?
I don't know. It's so for instance, there was one time there was a joke around. Somebody said that I was eating a meat pie, right?
Yeah.
And the meat pie, it's not a work thing; it's a friend thing. And the meat pie, I mean, I spilled it a little bit, and it started flowing like that.
Yeah.
And then the guy said, "Oh, it's like porn that you got your cum flowing down your face," and they said, "Oh, you should use that in your set." And I was like, "Holy shit! How can I mean,
You should ask them. How do you think?
how do you think? How will it go?"
So where at what point do I stop this reenactment? Like, do I take the pie on stage? Do you just come on stage with me and then you drop the line about the porn?
Yeah.
Like, could it work like that? Maybe.
Or or should I? I mean, should it be like that? Oh, one day I was eating a pie, and then I spilled it a little bit, and it went like that, and it was exactly like porn.
Although an ideal fan would be, or like an ideal show would be like 100 of those people that always say, "Oh, you should use this on stage," and then you walk up on stage and just say, "What do you want to hear?"
Yeah.
And then they all tell you what they want to hear, then you just go write jokes about that, and you have 100 fans you kill just for them.
That's a good idea as well.
So maybe we should start listening to these people. Anytime someone says you should do that, instantly it goes into opening.
Yeah.
You're opening with that now.
You just write it down and then just prepare for the
That'd be
show
a
when
funny
they come in.
challenge to do for like
Yeah.
a month.
Yeah.
Anything that people say like, "Oh, you should use that on stage," you use it on stage.
Yeah. Oh, that would be such a great idea.
Oh, but then I just can't see my uncles. My uncles are always like fucking anything happens, they're like, you should use that in one of your comedy skits.
Have you got any examples of that somebody has told you?
Nah, like I can't think of a specific example, but like I was saying with my uncles, I feel like it's just a drunk thing they just kind of go to.
Yeah.
Like, anything would happen, they'd just be like, you could use that on one of your sketches.
Yeah.
Or like
sketches, yeah. They call us the
they'll
sketches.
drop a dad joke or something, and then they'll be like, that one's for free. You can use that one if you want. I've actually heard one. When it's usually like a middle-aged white guy will come up to you after show and be like, I've got a joke you could try on stage. They just tell you like a really long street joke where the premise is fucking way too long.
Yeah.
It's always like pointlessly racist.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard one that was actually pretty funny. It was this old guy at F bar, outside F bar, and he's like, I got a joke for you, man. It was like this drunk moldy dude. He's like, I got a joke for you, bro. Then he started acting it out like
fully
walking, but like with his hips forward, like like a gangster like this. And he's like, there's a moldy guy walking down the street like this, and then did the walk, and then he's like, the cops were like, oi, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's like, fucking nothing. Because like he's fucking
yeah.
And I was like, that's actually pretty fucking funny. And it's got an act out in it.
Oh yeah, well, that's a good one.
The train is here in case Ed feels like killing himself.
You can try. Yeah, I can just jump
Have you
in
ever thought
front.
about that? Just
Jump in front.
land on top of the train.
Easy. Yeah, that's true. That's
There we
good.
go.
But they're sometimes a lot of the times they're going quite slow here, so I will just break my leg or something and nothing.
Oh, that would suck. Or just like
Oh,
slow halt.
that was
No, you don't even get fucked up. You just slide along the tracks like your shirt gets caught.
Yeah.
That'd be awkward as fuck.
Oh shit. Yeah, we get these, but we're used to these trains going past.
Does it
Right.
affect your sleep?
No, not at all. Now
Oh.
we're just used to it. It's just background.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
No, it's just background noise.
There's people down there.
It's all just stupid things.
You ever look across at the apartment across the thing?
Oh, we do that all the time. So
get a
for the
telescope.
listeners, there's we have right across there's an apartment building, and then it's like that movie Deja Vu or whatever it is, Inception or
when,
something.
he's staring across the
So
bit
you
further away maybe.
and then there's all
100
these
meters?
people have their lights on, in their balconies and their rooms, and we can see directly into each of the rooms.
Yeah.
And sometimes,
You see any fucking?
no, we haven't seen any fucking, but we saw some. Sometimes we see some dubious activity. There was one time that in one of the apartments, the apartment was completely dark, and there was a couple of guys with hoodies on, and they had torches, and they were reading something. It was like the Watergate bullshit happening. Right, and then, and my girlfriend was saying, "Oh, we should call someone." I said, "Nah, it's okay. Just
call them.
Let it happen. They're trying to.
You should rock up in a hoodie.
We need to we need to have their plan to succeed."
Yeah.
So yeah, so we see this shit all the time.
How busy is it? Like, there might be stuff going on. You could have another side podcast where you just narrate
Narrate.
things that are going on. Oh shit, there's a lady there. Oh, she just closed the curtain. She can
Yeah.
tell we're looking at
She found out we're
Sorry.
having a podcast.
She's listening.
Turning
it live.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is kind of creepy. Oh,
All
wait. Oh, she's come upstairs. I'm hiding. Oh, God. They look like nice apartments.
Yeah, they look.
And the
nice.
other side is that Good Home? That bar? Is it Good Home?
It's the
No,
other
that's
side is
America.
Mount Eden Road. I don't know. It's
Yeah, there's like a bar there.
yeah.
A big. pub, but-
It's a good place.
It's a cool area.
I quite like this because it's close to the comedy. I can walk. It takes me 20 minutes, or if I take an Uber, it takes me 2 minutes
Yeah.
to get here. It's great.
Why did
So-
you decide to come to Auckland from Christchurch?
It was just a job thing because I was
Oh,
I was the sales guy in Christchurch, and then the job promoted me to a marketing person.
Yeah.
And then the head office is here, so I just came here. And I always wanted to come here because it was more cosmopolitan, even though I like the city Christchurch because it's close to a lot of beautiful places. But it was more cosmopolitan, it's more open-minded, it's more opportunities.
Bloody Christchurch. It's just more diversity.
More diversity here, more diversity here. And then also the
Christchurch is, it's like, when I would gig there, it's not bad and like it's not racist, but it's like a little racist. Not racist, it's like a weird vibe.
there is a
It's-
weird.
It's not racist.
No, it's not. It's not a racist
not
place.
saying-
I've never faced any racism there.
Yeah.
But it's very it's like you're a special person there. So
Yeah.
it's like a different kind of. It's not racism. It's like so people would ask you, like, for instance, there was one time I was at a bus station and the guy just asked me that, a drunk guy, and then he said, "You are from where are you from?" And I said, I'm from Pakistan." And then he said, "Oh, is it like Iraq?" I said, "No, it's not. Iraq is in the Middle East, and Pakistan is different, and it's like more like India." And it was not like he was making fun. He actually wanted to know. He was like, "Oh, so it's like that. Oh, it's different. Oh, what about Iran?" He was, "Oh, no, Iran is different as well. Iran don't speak Arabic. Pakistan is different. Arabic countries are
What
different."
was he?
He was just a white guy.
Oh yeah, just white guy.
Just a drunk, stone,
The best.
mostly stone
White
white
guy.
guy. Drunken stone white guy. So
It's
it's
not
not.
weed in Christchurch. Weed is for black people.
But there is nowadays. I've heard that there's more happening after the event that happened in Christchurch and before that.
More diversity.
No, the
Oh.
racism.
To who?
Racism to brown people and immigrants. And stuff.
As more is happening. After
Yeah, just before that and right after that, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because people starting to become more, because what happened right after that, the government instigated the gun laws thing, and then a lot of white people got insane about the gun laws because they couldn't kill their rabbits with a semi-automatic gun.
Yeah.
So that has triggered a little bit of something.
Triggered.
So
Doing
that's
puns now.
that's another thing. But if you do you feel that here? I mean, a lot of the times people would say things, but I wouldn't get offended because I know the intention. If somebody would ask me that, "Oh, you're from Pakistan, do you speak Arabic?" I won't say that this is racist. I would say that, listen, no, Pakistan is different. It's more like India. It's not in the Middle East, because I don't get offended. But I've seen that other people, not brown people, but other people, like
White people.
a lot of white people, they would get offended because they would get extremely apologetic to me as soon as I answer the question. No, I don't speak Arabic. I speak Urdu, which is close to Hindi, and because I'm from Pakistan, it's a different part of the world. It's not connected.
Why are they sorry though?
I don't know
Do
why.
you think it's because maybe they're racist?
Maybe
deep down?
maybe they are deep down.
Or do you think it's that they're ashamed that like if it's when they witness someone else, they witness racism, white people always kind of jump up to defend and then always like apologize. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that sort of thing. Or do you think it's because they feel like this person is giving them as white people a bad name
Well,
or bad reputation?
I think it's the fear of consequences. So if it's like, oh shit, I said this, now it's out there. This guy knows about it.
Yep.
If he's gonna tweet about it, or if he's gonna put on Facebook, he's gonna talk to other people about me when I ask that question.
Yeah.
So I think that it's that fear, but it can be possible that there's like an initial underlying thing of racism that like all brown people
like
kind of either they are Indian or they speak Arabic.
Yeah. Well, I thought that when the Christchurch thing happened, whenever I saw white people being like, white people are racist. Like I saw people actually tweeting that.
Yeah.
I felt like saying, well, you can't say that all white people are racist.
Yeah.
But you saying that white people are racist and you being white must mean that you are racist. Like you're the only person for sure that is racist. When you say something like that.
Yeah.
So you might as well just say I'm racist.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
And then even that, you're like, if someone is racist, and they come out and say it, why can't we work towards trying to be like, instead of being like, I guess you'd be like, fuck that person, but also, how do you come out of the, not come out of the closet,
yeah.
but how do you even say that, okay, I'm racist because I was brought up like this?
Yeah.
Then how do you even start a dialogue to fix that?
Well, it's hard because you remember what happened with Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
He just admitted that at that time in the past 30 years ago, 40 years or whatever, I thought a racist thought. I didn't act on it.
Yeah.
And then everybody all of a sudden went crazy saying that, oh, you're racist, you shouldn't be doing this and blah, blah, blah. But there's some people who defended him as well that, listen, he actually corrected himself and he did.
So say you had a racist person and they're like, Okay, I think that white people are better than black people.
Yeah.
Because of whatever I've been told, these are the reasons why, and I believe that. So I am racist.
Yeah.
How can someone prove me wrong? Like prove these facts that I think are true wrong? So then I will no longer think that white people are better than black people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, it's hard.
I guess you, because then you can just be ignorant and then like make a decision to be racist and be ignorant about
it. Yeah.
Like, about the fact that that no race is definitely better than another race.
Yeah, that's true. But
and everything, there are some genetic things that you're just like, what the fuck?
What
ever
the
seen
fuck?
porn?
Yeah.
Everyone, Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
God, I want to be black.
Yeah. Have you seen
From the waist down?
I'm from Pakistan, and have you ever sat with a Pakistani guy in an Uber? Ooh, that is some
a lot of Indian guys.
Genetic BO coming out. So
Indians stink. Do you actually, now that you bring that up, the maybe I do kind of get the white people being like not offended, but being like worried that now it's going to reflect on their culture as bad if they see someone being racist. That's why they're so against it.
Yeah,
because I've always felt like that when you see creepy Indian dudes.
Yeah,
at the gym. Just everywhere.
There's, I mean, in Pakistani as
yeah.
well. There's not many Pakistanis here,
Yeah.
but the few that here, the young students and all
Yeah.
that, I've seen that a lot.
I think
yeah.
it might be a culture thing because there's not much porn and stuff there. So,
Yeah.
you know, they're quite repressed, and they come here, it's just like everything's open now.
Yeah.
And the way like they treat women, the way they stare at chicks,
Yeah.
that really pisses me off because I'm half Indian. It's like
Yeah.
that. I don't want girls to think that all Indian guys like that.
Yeah.
But the amount of times that I've just seen it, imagine how many times a girl sees.
Yeah.
Like the amount of shit I've seen, I'm like, that makes us. You would think most Indians are like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's a bit because
it's fucking, I hate it, man.
the amount of time it happens.
Yeah.
It's like you will see you see a guy standing in the corner with a drink, and then just ogling on one person, and then when the person moves, then you can see the head move like that.
Yeah.
Going around the room.
Yeah.
And then the girl has looked at you.
Yeah.
You don't go like you don't avert your eyes and just say no, I'm not going to look anymore. No, you keep looking. So it's going to make another person uncomfortable.
Yeah. Or
Definitely.
even like sliding into chicks' DMs.
Yeah.
See some of the shit that Indian dudes say, you're just like, what the fuck?
Oh man, I've seen. Have you seen any? There's a lot of images out there on Twitter and where people say stuff, and I get told by some of my friends in Christchurch, they were the students, and they would show me that is this thing that you do sometimes?
Yeah.
They would say some incoherent English bullshit.
Yes, yeah.
Right. It was like
You're beautiful. You're the soul of my. They
Yeah.
always get like deep.
They will go
yeah.
deep, and then sometimes, and a lot
it's-
of times with wrong English, right? They at least find the right way to say it. They will say, "Is
Better learn our language.
is
Come to
booby?"
our country. Better learn how to hit on these women. God damn it.
Oh, but these are people. A lot of the times, these people are the DM stuff. A lot of this happens from international, from a lot of the. So they will be saying, "Is booby for me?" You know, that
booby
is
for
booby
me.
for me. I mean, what does it mean?
It's my dog's name. It's Booby for me. It's a good number plate.
Yeah, it's booby for me.
It's Booby for me. You should get T-shirts made.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
This is the name of the episode.
Yeah,
Is booby for me?
Yeah, I can just put that name.
It's
on.
Booby for me. I'm gonna say that next time I'm with a chick. Ooh, is Booby for me?
So that kind of thing pops up all the time.
Yeah.
And then the thing is that the problem is that it's good that we are pointing it out. We are brown Indian Pakistani people, so it's good. Everybody will be like, okay, these guys can say it. But I
And yeah,
hear
there's creepy white guys as
Of
well.
course.
But I feel like Indian, it's there's so many more of them because it's like something in the culture.
it is something in the culture, and I can explain it because I'm from Pakistan. It's the same. It's the thing is that they're outside. There's not a lot of the times women walking around in small towns. Women are not walking around just willy nilly.
Yeah.
Right. And if they do come out, they're covered with different things, and either they're wearing a burqa, or if they're not wearing a burqa, they're covering their head, and the clothes are not. They're not wearing jeans. They're wearing the Indian clothes, which are nice, flowy, and there's no definition to it.
Is there also something about the like whole sexism thing where men are more in a position of power than women in general?
Yeah, that is.
They kind of think that they can. Yeah, they're the aggressors. They kind of, if they want a woman, they kind of just.
That's true as well, and that's true as well. And all the 90s and the 2000 movies, not 2000, after 2010, or they kind of, because we see all the movies back home.
Yeah.
So they have shown that you go to a bar, you have a drink, and then later on you fuck in the night.
Yeah,
that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
So in their mind, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So they go to the club. They go on their own. They buy a drink. And they're just looking to fuck now.
Yeah.
All look around. Is Booby for me? Is Booby for me?
Booby for me.
Girls out there like Booby not for you. Booby not for you.
It's crazy, and I have a real example for it because when I was in the UK, the first time I went out of Pakistan and to a Western country. So I traveled with my parents before, but by myself there, and instantly, first 2 days, first week, I had Pakistani friends.
Yeah.
But they just went out of their mind because first night I went to Tesco's, their countdown, and I bought like a toothbrush and a toothpaste and cereal and some milk just to spend the to have the first night, and tomorrow I'll do the proper shopping.
Yeah.
I went to do that. The guy who was from Lahore, he came with a 25 pack of like cheap, one brand or Tesco drink, the cheapest one. Beer.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, oh man, I'm gonna fuck this shit up.
What was he? What nationality was he?
From Lahore, from Pakistan.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Punjabi. He was Punjabi. So and
from
then
Lahore.
Lahore.
It's my ex-girlfriend's number plate. Lahore. It's French.
It's French. Does she does she play loud music on Queen Street when she's driving there?
No, she's not Tongan.
So then
she left because hers booby was not for me.
So this guy, then what happens is after the week I was like, fuck this. I came out of Pakistan to get away from you. I don't want to hang out with you guys again.
Yeah.
So then in my class there were a lot of Greek people, so I made close friends with Greek people. And Greeks party a lot and dance a lot and drink a lot in their flats.
Hairy backs,
exactly.
Tzatziki. Was it tzatziki?
Tzatziki. And they
can never pronounce that at Subway. I just pass. Okay, can I get some mayo and I'll just get a cookie. Just put a cookie as my dressing.
It's so crazy because they will see me going to these parties.
Yeah.
And there will be 8 girls, and I will go at parties and I will drink and I will be dancing with them and then come out. And next day when I would meet them, they would say, "Oh, did you fuck this one? Did you fuck this?" I said, "No, I'm not fucking anyone.
Yeah.
This is not happening."
Booby was not for Ed.
Yeah, that booby's not for me. And they will ask me that if and then a couple of times I took a couple of close ones of mine to the party, and they will just lose their mind, sexually harass you the whole place. They will get a couple of drinks and they will be like putting their hands around the shoulders. Let's go, baby. Let's go for a party, baby. Let's go party, baby.
I know a guy at the moment who I met at a party who was like that, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, who? Just going up like, you're very beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. I overheard him. I was just like, bro, chill out. I was like, what are you doing?
You're bringing down.
Yeah, like it's making her uncomfortable. And then, I guess sometimes their intentions are good.
Yeah.
I guess they're just trying to fuck. But
I mean, it's just that
they're
sudden,
trying to compliment them.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I think
they don't know the game.
Yeah, and you need to pick up a vibe. You can tell when a chick is
not
into you, just being
But
so what differentiated you from like the other guys? Do you think it was something about how you brought up, or do you think it was just a genuine common sense? You're like, I can kind of pick up that these girls feel uncomfortable if I treated them like that.
Well, the main thing was that
we need a girl in here. We can go over it with Renee, I guess.
Yeah,
in the next episode.
Yeah, next episode. Yeah,
when the Lahore returns. Getting Renee. Big fan.
the well, the only thing that I mean, the social cues and everything, and I actually was in a even though I was in an all boys school and an all boys college, and then in a university, I was like all of a sudden there were girls for the first time. I didn't turn like that, but the thing was that I was very in tune with the Western culture. I was watching a lot of CNN and watching a lot of these the Seinfeld and all the movies and stuff. So and
Soup. No booby. Soup.
no boobies, no boobies for you.
Yeah. Is booby for me? I'm gonna send that out. I'm gonna put that as my Tinder bio.
Yeah, it's
Is booby for me?
So it's and I came up with the mindset that I'm gonna be open minded. I'm gonna go with the flow and not impose myself into a thing and keep my mind. And I was drinking from, I don't know if my family listens to my podcast anyway. It's fine. From 19 years of age, 18 years of age. So I knew how to drink. These guys don't know how to drink.
Yeah. You could handle
So
the
I knew
alcohol.
the first time I drank, I was really bad. I puked after 5 minutes, and then we drank again, puked again.
Yeah.
And then we did research, and then I drink slowly. If you drink this, you do this.
What were you drinking?
The first time we drank, we did Jack Daniels,
Oh,
and we
drugs.
bought it like you buy drugs.
Yeah.
And then all we knew was from movies in meeting rooms when people fill half a glass and then they just chug it,
Yeah.
right? And like Mad Men. So we drank like that. Within 15 minutes, all came out. I was like, what the fuck is happening? These guys are fucking having meetings, going there, and the whole day, and
Yeah.
the whole day they're drinking. What
That's
the fuck's-
cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that when, back in the days when people would rock in, like, for a meeting or someone just walks into someone's office and they always have the whiskey
Yeah.
thing.
That was so great. But then there were three of us.
Yeah.
And then we decided, okay, let's check it out. Let's do some research. Then we realized, how it works in the body. You need to have the similar or double the amount of water while you drink whiskey or something like that. And then on that day we finished like 1.5 bottle in a day, 3 people, and then we were sick for a week.
All of you first time drinking.
First time drinking.
All of everyone you were with.
Yeah. and then after that we used to drink regularly, but we will have a bottle of whiskey and it will last for a
It's
month.
a buzzy thing to like get together and like, let's all do something for the first time.
Yeah, because
Come on, guys, come over. We're all gonna get fucked in the ass.
Yeah, let's try some anal.
Let's try.
Let's try
something
some
for the first
anal
time.
together. Do it to each other, and so it would. And we wanted to try it because it's illegal there. So
Yeah.
it's like another.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, it's another thrill to do that. So it was a fun thing to do. So I don't know what was my point. Oh yeah, so I had learned how to drink as well. So
Yeah.
that's why I didn't buy on my first night
Yep.
a 24 box of a cheap beer. I just bought cereal, and that other guy was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna get drunk."
Yeah.
So and the other thing was
I think
that
I might. It's different for me because I think Indians because my dad's Fijian Indian. I think Fijian Indians are a bit more closer to like Western culture than Indians from India. So I've felt this like, and there's so many different types of Indians from India, but the ones that you meet that are the creepy and stuff, you can't. I wouldn't say I hate them, but I really don't like it.
yeah.
And I think the reason is, like I was saying before, because I think it makes then people's assumption of me will be.
Yeah. And also it's for other people, it's a general tendency, a natural tendency to generalize.
Yep.
Right? So if you've seen 5 people do the same thing,
Yeah.
then you meet the 6th people, you will 6th person, you'll expect that from them as well.
Yeah.
So I completely understand when people do that. And it's really bad. And I'm not saying that, everybody does that, there's
Yeah.
always very nice people come out and then they're very relaxed and but a lot of them, I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah,
that-
but do you think if, say, it was your mate or something, and then you say something to him, do you think they're making not a conscious decision, but it's because of the way they've been brought up? So, like, how would you explain it to them?
Yeah.
That what they're doing is
It's
it's making
it's very hard.
whoever the girl that they're talking to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would. Usually, I would say that. Listen, if you come, I would say that it doesn't work like that, like you've seen in
Yeah.
the movies. Movies are movies. It's just stories.
Yeah.
Right. If you see Bollywood, not all of it is not true. It's the same thing with English movies.
Yeah, and also stay in your lane. You're probably gonna just be with a
Yeah,
Indian
and
chick anyway.
So, yeah, that's
They
what
are
your parents are
fucking
doing.
arranged
Anyway.
marriages.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say that it's a different thing. Everybody is out there. I know it's a natural tendency to look at people. That's fine. You do look, and then
Yeah.
after that, you try and make a conscious decision to look away. But if you are going to a party with that intention from the start,
Yeah.
I would say just check yourself. Don't go, or go up.
Yeah.
But if you think like that, just check yourself. And most people don't really get it. A couple of people did understand, and then they changed quite quickly, and they're nice people now.
Yeah.
And but
all right, no, you keep going. Okay,
yeah, so
I'll go into this later.
it's hard, but it's because the thing is that there's another side to it. The new students that come in, and a lot of them, so I'm kind of generalizing. I'm focusing on Pakistani people, right? They will come in, and what happens is that they come and then they find each other, and they hang with each other. So they would not be with the open mindset that I'm in this class, so I'm gonna make friends in this class, no matter what nationality are they, whatever it is.
Yeah. So they
They will
really
come,
grow
they will-
as a.
Yeah, they will come
They don't
and
expand as their outlook and things because
No.
they're still in the similar thing that they came from.
so they come from big
Which is
Pakistan.
also kind of natural. Like
Yeah.
you kind of look for similarities.
Exactly. It's uncomfortable to go outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So they will come from big Pakistan and create a little Pakistan,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, I'm running away from that, so I'm going to find other things. These
Yeah.
guys came and for education and stuff, and they will specifically find Muslim people and Pakistani people, and then they will sit around and then they will revel in their own shit, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens. So if I tell them to do something differently, they will go back to the group and do the same thing again, you know. That's why what happens is, that's why you would see that they just would be just away. You will see in Queen Street, so there will be like 6 Indians or 6 Pakistanis or 6 Sri Lankans just walking together, right?
Yeah.
There won't be like a
Holding
mix.
hands.
Yeah, they
The
won't.
dudes hold hands.
Yeah, those
They legit, the guys hold hands.
yeah, legit
Not
cultural
that there's
thing.
anything wrong with that. It's just you don't see that often.
Yeah, and then
Guys walking down the street swinging hands.
yeah, exactly. And you wouldn't see like a 2 Indian guys and 2-3 this and that and blah blah blah. And the only people you will see this with are the people who have grown up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they have an Indian accent, you will see that. Oh, okay. Or either they will be by themselves. They will be just finishing their shift at Burger King and going home.
Yeah. Do you think it creates like a weird level of like maybe self-hate?
Yeah, that's true. It
like,
is quite possible.
not necessarily you don't hate yourself as an individual, but you hate your culture and like some of the things in your family.
For
Because
me?
or
for them?
in general.
In general.
Anyone in this situation.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
So I think maybe I do. I kind of hate
Yeah.
being Indian because of that, but then also that presents the opportunity for you to change that,
Change that. Yeah.
at least within yourself, and not be like that.
And be a better person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is exactly correct. So I hate.
I get both of it though, because I'm half Islander as well. So I get like an intimidating sort of thing.
Yeah.
And also he was Indian, so he might be creepy.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
true.
Neither of those things.
It's no, that is completely true, because then you feel there's like a I think it's like a dissonance that happens in your mind, that you start like, what is this bullshit? This is bullshit. This is blah. This is bullshit. I hate the culture. I hate the culture. And then you listen to a piece of music, and then all of this comes back, and you're like, fuck, I missed that, and I missed that, and I missed
Yeah.
that. And then you listen to, you see this bullshit again, and then, so it's kind of back and forth like a spring that happens all
Yeah.
the time. But overall, the thing that wins is that, I'm here, I'm more open, and I'm not as nostalgic to go back, because I know that I will be in a cage again. So you are correct that it's kind of it's like a ping pong thing that happens all the time.
Yep.
Sometimes I'm like, fuck these guys, who the fuck, they come in, and now everybody's gonna think like I act like that as well. It's like kind of a selfish thing
Yeah.
think as well. But then another time, I will go to a community thing, and there will be like music, and there will be food, and everybody hanging out and
Yeah, I think it's
telling
mostly good.
stories in their in their local language, and
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh fuck, I love this, I miss this shit. You know?
$35.
Yeah.
Their local language. Hey brother, give me 5 stars.
I get so the only people who ask me for 5 stars are either Pakistani or Indian Uber drivers.
I go 4 if they ask.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's 5 for everyone. But if they ask, I'm at least 4.
They don't get to know, right? They don't get to know if I've what I've given them.
No.
It gets to them as an aggregate.
Yeah.
All right.
I haven't used Uber in ages.
Yeah. So what? How long have you been going? Oh, 1 hour 10 minutes. That's great.
Oh yeah. The other thing I was thinking about just before, I don't know how I could formulate this. Just a thought I had. So sometimes, like, I like to make, maybe we can use racist. Sometimes I make a racist, or I'll say something like racist, but it's like, especially to like someone who I'm friends with, like you, and it's just to be funny.
Yeah.
But then when I try and like backtrack and be like, I'm not racist, I literally just said that because it was the funny thing to say
Yeah.
in that moment, I'm like, well, what's happening? Am I racist for making the joke?
Yeah.
Because then I was like, I think it's in a completely different context. The context is that I gathered all this information that's happened in this
Yeah.
conversation. I know who you are. I know you understand my sense of humor. I know you understand this. Like, example, I was got this. Someone was talking about, asked if they had seen the new Planet of the Apes movie, and I was like, oh, I didn't know Wakanda 2 was out yet. Oh, Black Panther was out yet. See, and I was like, it's just a funny thing to say. And it's funny because of the trope of that black people look like monkeys, blah blah blah, Wakanda, all that shit.
Yeah.
But I'm not racist.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah. I mean, it's a difficult thing to
like.
It's
It's a joke, but then I'm like, if I backtrack and say, oh no, I only said that because it was the funny thing to say in that moment.
I mean, that's why. I mean, nobody knows what's going on in everybody's each person's mind, right? Or in their heart, right? So with this kind of thing, I always think that you would only say to the person who knows you inside out, who knows exactly what you are.
Like even if it was if one of my friends was a black person, but they knew me, I'd make that joke.
Yeah, because I will make with Pakistani people, if I'm with another Pakistani guy, and I will make these kind of jokes. Yeah. Right. So I have like 5 Pakistani friends who are Akila, my girlfriend's friends, and then we make fun of each other all the time. We call each other curry muncher. We
lost
call
the other 11 and 9/11.
That was a good joke. And so we make these jokes to each other all the time, but we know each other inside out.
Yeah.
So, and we know what's in our hearts, and so it's
like, say you had a riff with one of them, you're angry at one of them, you could hurt their feeling.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even matter if it was you trying to be racist. You could call them a faggot.
Yeah.
But you're not meaning it like playfully or like how jokingly how people are, this faggot. Yeah. You're actually trying to like, you're just using you could call them a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But it's different when your intent is to hurt their feelings.
Yeah, that's true. That if your intent is to hurt their feelings, or your intent is to, if you're telling someone this joke and your intent is to make, punch down to another group with a bad intent, with actual ill feeling towards them, then it's bad. But the thing is that how would the other person know? If the person is not your brother or your closest friend or your best friend, then you can't. I mean, you can't blame them to just take whatever meaning that you have given them. You know, they can take whatever meaning that you've said it. They will, whatever is in their brain, they will just take the meaning from them. That's why.
But I think a lot of the times they're not giving you the benefit of. That someone wouldn't give you the benefit of the doubt.
No, but
actually, no, not a lot of the time. That's bullshit. I think most of the time you do.
Yeah, most of the times you do
but
get.
There are times, I think, when people will not give you the benefit of the doubt and they'll jump to, why would you say that? That's racist. Do you think?
Yeah.
It's racist to say that black people look like.
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody agrees it's racist to say that.
Yeah.
You know, everybody agrees it's racist to say that.
Yeah.
And also, if it's not it's not common knowledge with the white people
Yeah.
that when brown people are together, or different races of brown people are together, we fucking rip each other out.
Yeah.
If we know each other, we are friends. We will be racist to each other's face.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm from Pakistan. So in Pakistan there are different races. There's Pathan and Punjabi and Balochi. We sit with each other and we tear the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Even
And-
one of my Asian mates, we give him shit about being Asian.
Exactly. And if you go to Singapore, if you see one of the comedy open mic nights, that's what's happening. Right? The Malay, Chinese, Indian, all making fun of each other. It's so that is the kind of thing which is not seeped in here. And it's not understandable with the white people community at the moment, that any comment, it doesn't matter what intent is going to be taken as a bad thing. So I would always say, just if something pops up and you are writing material, we as comedians, we're trying out shit all the time.
Yep.
So just you have to be with a person who knows you inside out, and we're not.
After late and live on Friday, I had a chick come up to me, and it was these two chicks, and one was with one of them was a lesbian, and the other chick was straight apparently, and she called her friend. She's like, "Oh, my friend was pissed off when you said the F word because she's a dyke." And I was like, "Well,
you said dyke."
Yeah, you said dyke." And then she goes, "Oh yeah, but she's my friend." And I was like, "Well, the whole point of this bit is to point out that people will go off at the key words that you say, not the context that you put it in."
Yeah, and it's not a matter of you using that word; it's a matter of the joke, or the whole thing that you said, even if it was not funny.
Yeah.
But the meaning of it was that people use it in a bad way,
and then so
that's why I said it.
Yeah, she said, "Oh, it just offended me." I'm like, "Well, the rest of the crowd was laughing." That sounded terrible the way I just said it. I didn't say it like that. I said something along those lines, and then I called my lawyer who was there, one of my mates. I won't name him, but then he brought up a good point. It's like someone could use the word princess on stage, and then there could be everyone like in a joke, and everyone would laugh at the idea of a princess. And then there could be one person who had the experience of growing up and was talked down to from like a parents or something. They were like always calling her princess, like, "Oh, you're being a princess." So then now that word triggers her.
Yeah.
It's like, does that mean we can't say? Like, people that are listening, there's probably stuff that they go hear smarter people talking about.
Yeah.
But this is generally from my experience where what do we say to these people that confront us about it? Because you kind of just want to say, well, the rest of the crowd was laughing and you've chosen to be offended at this word, and then now you're trying to say that I can't say it at all.
Yeah.
You didn't even the whole point of this joke is about how people will go off at just a word.
Yeah.
Because then that's like saying you can't even make the sound of the word like faggot or nigger or something. Like, regardless of what context you use it in.
Yeah.
That's basically like saying you can't even say that this person said nigger or the N-word.
Yeah, you can't.
I should probably stop saying nigger.
You can't quote another person.
Yeah.
You can't quote another person. That's
I guess that's pretty much what they're trying to say.
Yeah. That is quite a problem.
Yeah.
Because
the other thing, I don't think this stuff happens as much as, especially with comedians, as nowhere near as much as we read about it happening in the world, but it does happen to some extent, and I think a lot of it I've found comes from other comedians.
Yeah.
Because we're the ones reading those articles about this shit, so it like seeps into our minds. So then I find a lot of the policing coming from other comedians.
And we are more in tune to the whole thing as well, that whatever is happening. And it's such a crazy thing. You know, at one end, I think that, you know, we as we grow as comedians, we have to cross a line to find the line.
Yeah.
Right. So,
And then pull it back.
but there's no line as in set. You try and cross a line, and then you say, "Oh fuck, this didn't work," and this. So there's no. I mean, there's a couple of comedians that you can hear it in the sound that they are against a certain thing, but most of the comedians are just trying to be funny.
Yeah,
that's it. And if
that's gone out the window,
and
like,
if you find
to be funny,
if it's found out, right, as soon as you, if that joke, right, if that joke had like not in all the open mics, it didn't kill at all, right?
Yeah.
You'll drop it. It's not like your point of view that you're gonna just say it every time. It doesn't matter.
Just because it's a statement.
It's not
I do
something.
the jokes it's partially a statement and it's funny.
It's not your passionate belief, because if it's your passionate belief, you will say it all the time. You would not care what other people think.
Yeah.
But our job is about what other people are thinking about our joke. So as soon as you're getting the reaction, you get the reaction, you write it down, and you do it, and then you feel like, okay, even I got the wrong type of laughter, you will still drop it.
Yeah.
If you think that, oh, that was a racist laughter, that was not a proper laughter, then you drop it. It's not. The thing is that, I mean, we need to understand that most comedians, 99% of us, are, really good at heart. We are really weak in our hearts. We are all broken people, and we have a lot of problems in our own lives, and
we want this to be funny.
Yeah, and we want to be light.
Majority, but then you do see those people that kind of sneak in.
Yeah.
And then some of the shit they say, and like, I know a couple guys are like, they'll start off the bit like, I don't want to come off racist.
Oh, then you were like, okay, the next thing is coming off racist.
Yeah.
That's so it's a fine line. I mean, now if you see our jokes, the new comedians and the new set of pro comedians and the new set of established comedians right now, things have changed. If you hear comedy from 20 years ago, there will all be jokes about my wife this, my wife that, my wife this, girls in the kitchen, blah, she can cook and blah blah blah. This bullshit, right? We don't do that anymore because we know that it's wrong to say it. Secondly, it's not funny anymore. Yeah. And then it's just not raw. It's just not challenging any view. Yeah. It's not breaking any barriers so that it's a surprise and you get a laugh. It's not none of that. It's none of that. So we don't do it anymore. Yeah. That's the thing. It's we don't say these things just so that we want to say this thing. If it feels like in your joke you wanted to say the N-word, right? Then I mean there's a problem. If you wrote a joke because you wanted to say the N-word, then it's a problem. But if you're trying to highlight an issue around it or making a joke around it and it's not something that you actually believe in, then it's fine.
I can't even remember the last time I tried to hurt someone's, actively try to hurt someone's feelings. Yeah. Even shooting the shit with each other, we give each other shit. It's I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. If I genuinely hurt your feelings, I feel bad. Yeah. I'd say sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, we are fragile. Yeah, extremely fragile. Everybody thinks that comedians are you're so brave. You're on the stage. You're doing this and shit. We are extremely fragile people because the whole thing is about people liking us.
The other thing is I don't really like policing at open mics, because open mics they're the very bottom level. So what, you should be able to just fuck around and obviously not be racist, but you should be able to maybe toy with talking about race, and then as long as you're trying to make it funny, and then the crowd is the crowd will tell you whether it's funny or not. Yeah, they'll decide. It shouldn't be there shouldn't be any of this you can't talk about dicks. Everyone's talking about dicks. It's well, if everyone's talking about dicks and they go onto a stage and perform and the crowd doesn't laugh because everyone is talking about dicks, then
it's fine.
Yeah, they get their comeuppance.
Yeah, and it's a different way to deal with it as well. Instead of policing, you just advise people. You just say that, listen, this seemed like a street joke. So you gotta look into it a little bit. It seemed like I don't know. It sounded like something from Bill Burr's catalog. So you gotta look into it a little bit more, and that's the way to do it. And I mean, open micers make mistakes all the time. Yeah,
which is I think they should. Especially running gigs. I like if someone sucks, I don't mind. I just care if people aren't trying. If they're doing the same joke over and over and it's not working and they're not making any changes to try and make it work, then I'm like, well, what's the point? Yeah. Now you're just saying this because it's something you want to say.
Exactly, that's true.
But you should be, if it is something you want to say, you should be trying to make it funny.
Make it funny, make it
work.
Change it somehow
so it works.
It hits everybody's sense of humor.
And then I think another thing that's fucking hard about comedy is that you sometimes you can't tell whether if something doesn't work. You can't tell whether it's the writing or you just don't have the skill.
Yeah.
as a stand-up to pull it off.
Yeah.
That's why, you realize when you notice that when you go back a few months after like maybe a year, look at a year-old material, and then you'll be like, oh, I see how to make this work now. That could just be because you've given it some space, or a lot of time it's like, oh, now I'm a better comedian. I can kind of make this work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I mean, my first year of my, I've just been doing for 2.5 years, not more. First and 1.5 years, I thought that, I didn't have any skill.
Yeah.
I would just write the stuff and say it. I was like, fuck, it didn't work. It might work if I had the skill to do it or write it better. But you get the cues from the people around you, because I don't have any race stuff, and I mean I have all my set is about, but it's for
what
me.
the fuck? I was gonna
it's
say.
mine. It's
You're the
my
race guy.
It's so it's my religion, my race, my family. I'm talking about myself, right?
That's the opposite of no race.
I'm not talking about I don't even say I don't even say the phrase white people in my set at all, because it's all about my.
Neither.
So I think you love
I
their
opened
work.
with the white people stuff now. I got this fake crowd worky line where I walk out now and I say, oh, I don't want to be another brown guy who just walks out here and he's like, white people crazy, man. But here you guys are, and here I am. What is this, a Coldplay concert? I love like that hacky, like that shitty, the written stuff that you try and act like it's in the moment.
Yeah,
I love and hate doing it.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun when it comes up like naturally. You feel like, fuck, I've done this 500 times, but today I matched it with a different segue, and it was great. Yeah, it's fantastic. But so, I mean, it's
fun though. It's fun getting better. Like you probably would have noticed a massive jump after the Comedy Fest.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I was in Christchurch. I was engaged before. I was not engaged with the crowd.
Yeah,
I would just do my set, ding ding ding, punchline, ding ding ding, punchline, and leave. Laughter or no,
and then
leave.
you realize how once you get for that for example, so you realize that you need to be a bit more present.
Yeah.
So then once you realize, okay, I need to be a bit more present, you go back and you think about how not present you were.
Yeah.
You're literally just doing going off a script or something. You're not even in the room.
Yeah.
So it's fun getting better, and you notice it, I think, every couple months. I talk about this to other comedians a lot, about how you got to write, blah, 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 and all this stuff. But I like that you get better at the skill of being a comedian.
Yeah.
So it's like it might just come off overall as a little bit more comfortable on stage, but could be something little how to pace out when you're when someone's heckling you or something.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily improving how it's making your sets better, but there's different ways to get better.
Exactly.
As a comedian. I think there's just skills to it.
There's a absolute skill set, and you can see it in different comedians how it changes. And I saw it because I actually forced myself to make a comment on something if I notice something in the crowd about a joke. So there's a joke about my, I'm not going to tell the joke, but it's the LGBTQI thing that I do, right? And then, but just before that, there's absolute silence, right? When I say that, and when I say the punchline, there's a pop, right?
Yeah.
So I've always noticed that people are thinking what I might say, but I say something else, right?
Yeah.
Now I reckon right after that I say, you guys thought I'm gonna tell a homophobic joke, and then that gets a pop, and then I say, well, this was just an alphabet joke, and that gets a pop.
I'm gonna write that down. That's Corio said the same thing.
Yeah.
To me about I think it was tagging one of his jokes.
Yeah.
Where he riffed on the reaction. That the audience made, and then you get a cheap tag.
Yeah, you get you get those things, and it's
that's a good idea.
It's great, and I mean in one of my jokes I said, Egypt news now. It's an Egypt thing, and it's totally out of the blue. Egypt, where the fuck is Egypt coming? So sometimes I
You
ask.
should 100% keep Not in Yemen and write some callbacks for it in your set.
Yeah, I gotta do that. I gotta do that. I'm not gonna drop it because it's working. So, but I'm gonna have to
Retire it.
But with
Put
the
on an
Egypt
album.
thing,
Put on a single.
like a single
Not in Yemen radio edit.
3 minute, like a 1.5 minute thing.
Bonus
that goes-
track is Booby For Me. Go back. Hey, yo.
So yeah, with that one, I would say, who loves Egypt here? Nobody says. The one person just says, and I would say you would love this.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I have no idea. That gets a laugh. And that
You know where they don't love Egypt? Not in Yemen.
that not in Yemen thing is spreading like
Yeah.
wildfire now.
Yeah.
Everybody's
It had that birth or
Yeah.
rebirth
at Tibet.
Tibet.
Yeah, it was one of the open mic stuff, and then there were only comedians, and then everybody knew my joke, but I still said it anyway, and then everybody just went crazy, and I had to do it 3 times.
See, this is another thing that I'm glad you brought it up. So, say when we're speaking to each other, you can almost sense this difference when you just brought up that joke worked at Tibet that time, but it's not like someone just straight up bragging about being like, yeah, I fucking killed on Friday at the classic. Sort of thing. It's like, who fucking asked? But like, the thing is, if we're friends, you tell me whether you bombed or you killed, and it's just like, I'm asking you, how did it go? Or if you just told me, I want to know anyway.
Yeah.
How did it go?
Yeah.
Bomb or killed, it like doesn't make any difference. I'm sick of like people.
Yeah.
You know, they go and they just bring up, who gives a shit? I don't care.
Yeah. No, it doesn't
Why
matter.
are you bragging to me?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's only viable if you before a gig you've been stressed, you're talking to someone, and then and it goes well, and then you reply back saying, I killed, man.
Yeah.
And that works.
Yeah.
So usually when people say how did it go, I would say it went well. That's all I say. I bombed. With the bomb, I will say for myself, I was I bombed, I ate shit, and blah blah blah. But if I do well, I would say, yeah, it went well.
Yeah.
A couple of things I can tweak, but it went well.
Yeah, but see, like, even if it was me and you, I would tell you, like, if I had a good set, I'd be like, oh, I fucking killed.
Yeah.
But it's not to be like, I'm just telling you what happened. I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you killed.
Yeah,
All right.
That's why I think it irks me if where maybe I'm not as good a friend, or maybe I just didn't. I thought that they understood this about me a bit more.
Yeah.
Where someone asked how did it go, and I was like, yeah, I killed.
Yeah.
I went pretty well.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's how humble of you. I'm like,
what did
I'm just saying.
Just saying. That's what
Yeah, I was like,
happened.
I don't care what you think. I'm just telling you what happened.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what happened.
If I
What?
bombed, I'd tell you I bombed.
That's true. Completely true. And it's
I bomb. Most sets.
most sets. Yeah, I do.
Most
I
most
bomb.
of- When you go back and listen, I'm like, oh, I suck most of the week.
Yeah, I listen to myself and I want to puke all the time.
Yeah.
And but it's a matter of the thing I liked about the stuff that happened at Tibet. It was only comedians, and I found out that there's some things that only hit with comedians.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. I mean, I did the joke, and then they said, do it one more time. I was like, fuck, I'm not going to do a joke another time. But I said, fuck it. It's only comedians. I'll do it again. I did it again. People went crazy. And then they said, do it again.
Yeah. Okay, now you're bragging.
I'm a great comedian.
It went
Baboon
alright.
Yodel
It went all right.
listeners. it was
Yeah,
okay.
I did it the third time. It just went all right the third time. Just all right. No, I killed.
No, but it was not because I didn't kill. It was just this comedians having fun. It was not a crowd.
Yeah.
It was just comedians making fun of each other. That was the thing.
I think it's more productive in that situation to be honest anyway.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
then, and I think even if you bomb, that's probably more productive because then you can talk. So then I know, all right, why did you? And actually, it can go both ways. If you bomb or killed,
Yeah.
then if you're just honest about it, then we can
Yeah.
talk. Oh, why did you bomb? Why did you
Why did you?
kill? How did you do that? Oh, maybe I could do that next time, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's a crazy thing. But I always think that I'm like such a new comedian still. And when people say, "Oh
Like
man, things are going so good," and blah blah blah, I said, "Fuck no, just relax."
Yeah. I tell people, I'm like, I suck.
Yeah.
I was like, I suck, but I'm trying to get better.
Yeah. Yeah. It's no because of being a comedy nerd and that I outside of when actual comedy people do it in Canada and the UK and the US. I know that I've done nothing. I haven't performed enough. I do like sometimes if it's a great week, I will do nowadays. I will do like 4 gigs a week or 5 gigs a week, and not half of them, 90% of them would be just open mics to comedians.
Yeah.
And one of them might be at the Classic with actual crowd.
And the other thing is, I always keep because I'm also a fan of comedy, I listen to podcasts and stuff, and then I've got that thing in the back of my head, like it's about the long game. I'm 3 years in. I don't really. I know this shouldn't matter. All I should be doing right now is keeping my head down and learning how to do stand up. You don't want to be famous now. You want to be famous in a few years when you have some skill to market.
Yep.
Or a better understanding of being funny.
If any comedians listening to this, don't be like Angel Danger Jordan who wants to be famous, but be like us and be relaxed.
He's pissed off because he's no longer the most hated man in New Zealand comedy.
No, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's getting a lot better. He's great. And he's got his niche now with the roast battle. Those are killer gigs now. Those roast battles. And I think when it comes back to Auckland again, they will go.
Yeah, I want to do the next one.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to do. Such a fun time, and he sets it up well. Tells everyone, all the issues, racism, gender stuff, whatever it is. If you get offended by any of the shit, fuck off, get out now. And then it just settles in, and then everybody just makes jokes to each other.
Did anyone say anything too offensive at the last?
No, not in Christchurch. Not in Christchurch. Auckland one went off the rail.
Yeah.
But in Christchurch, it didn't go that bad.
Yeah,
it was just
can't talk about it.
Yeah.
It was sad.
It wasn't that bad. It towed the line. It was great. Yeah, it's just crazy. So what do you think? How will we go in the sense that now with the time like that in Auckland, in Auckland comedy, with the new comics coming in and the older comics there seems to be a big gap between. So there's like the established ones, which got established like 6 years ago, and then there's a gap in the middle.
Huge jump in skill.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I think you see that I've noticed that you see with most of the people at the very top level of comedy here is they did time overseas.
Yeah.
Most of them in London.
Yeah. And
then the other thing is there is a lot more stage time than they would have had when they were starting here, if they started here. But if you look at them, they're also the kind of people that you look at them, they're like they probably work hard as well, but they're the type of people that might have made it without the stage time sort of thing. So I think at the end, because comedy is that meritocracy of whether you go up on stage and you're funny or not, it doesn't matter what happens leading up to that. In the end, all these people that aren't in it for the right reasons just to do comedy, they fade away, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. And I always feel that, I don't know, how do I do about my comedy? I just
trust the process.
Yeah, I just think to myself, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Keep writing, keep working, keep trying to find open mics, keep trying to do sets. That's it. Keep doing my day job to fund myself, pay rent.
It feels good when you put on the blinders and like especially because we're out at open mics and stuff. Yeah. The newer people, like all this bullshit like drama and stuff. It's like they think that it's alright to talk about because it's to do with comedy because they're talking about other comedians. Yeah. I'm like, the only comedy talk I want to do is about gigs. And like maybe roasting each other. Yeah. But I don't want to be gossiping about other people, but I think we need to be more of a team. Like, so we're helping each other out.
Yeah, that's true.
A bit more, as opposed to just talking about comedy adjacent stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's true. Man, we didn't talk any news items, which is great. I think.
Oh yeah.
Jesus, 1 hour 40 minutes.
Holy shit.
That was the longest baboon yodel we've done.
Oh, you're welcome.
What-
Have an intermission like a Bollywood movie.
we usually have like a story and then a gap and a story and a gap and then we just talk about the story. But today we talked about some stories.
It's a fucking public holiday.
Vape. Yeah, it's public holiday. We relaxed and we
Yeah.
chilled out. It doesn't matter. And sometimes we need to just talk about shit, you know.
Yeah, it's good.
So what's your how's your week or month looking like?
I got a couple spots at the Classic coming up, and I'm building. The last 2 months maybe I've just been throwing shit at the wall in terms of bits, and I found stuff that I like, but I couldn't really find a theme throughout them. And then I'm doing 15. I've got 15s at the Classic coming up. I don't want to do it how I would usually do my 15. I just kind of just do all my best bits, not too much structure. I think this might be overthinking it, but I have shown that these jokes I'm going to use are all funny individually. There's a couple shaky lines here and there, but now I'm going to try and build this 15-minute set as kind of like a preview for a festival show.
All right.
So it's I'm gonna try and like structure it really well with like a couple ideas and themes within it. And then Friday, what I wanted to do was just kind of throw it out and kind of look at the loose, like see the scaffolding of how the
Friday the Classic?
set, yeah,
Okay.
how the set could look. I planned it out exactly how I was going to do it, the new lines I was going to add in. And then I've never done this before. I forgot my notes. And then I remember just before I left, I was like, okay, I'll take a picture of my notes in case I forget. I was like, I'd never forget my notes.
Yeah.
And then I was staying outside the Classic because at open mics, I haven't been taking my notes.
Yeah.
I just kind of have it on my phone. And then Ed's got a pube in his throat.
It's a booby pube.
Yeah, so then I forgot my notes, and then I got there and I just kind of did. The set actually did win all right.
Yeah.
I gave it maybe a 6 out of 10, but it was annoying because I didn't run it. I kind of just did bits. So I did half bits, but in like a weird order, without the segues in between them to like create the
Like
idea
connection.
of the connection that I wanted. So it was like one of those things where I was in between doing two things and ended up doing neither.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but then the bits, they're all bits that I've worked out, so it went all right.
But it's the first time you did it. The next time you're going to try and be more...
Yeah. And then the other thing, it's something to do as opposed to... I know you should be working on the fundamentals, writing jokes, working them out on stage and stuff. But then I was like, this is something different to do. And I was like, who knows, it might not work. This theme I'm going with might be a bit...
Yeah.
weird, but I was like, it's something to try.
Yeah, so it's good to try because then if it's like...
a bit artsy-fartsy. You know, like having a theme and context to your set.
Oh, but you got to do it because, I mean, there's... if as soon as your set starts to go bigger and bigger and bigger, there's something needs to be connecting it.
Yeah.
Unless you are like Stephen Wright or, Mitch Hedberg.
You know how people had kind of like a narrative, the people doing the solo shows, they had like a narrative with like theme and context. And one of the things with mine, I was like, I want it to be clear exactly what the theme and context is.
Yeah.
Not like a painting where people can look at it and I thought this about it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to just create this is what I'm trying to say. Now you discuss that. But I remember Simon McKinney told me that. I wrote it down on my phone.
Yeah.
Said people will look at like a piece of art and they're a lot of people want to see something that other people don't see.
Yeah.
In art. But I was like, I want to just be clear about this and then people can talk about it after.
Yeah, that's true.
The general like loose idea for the theme is that how things change. So it can start they can even go from like good to bad and you may not even notice when that change happens.
Yeah.
So for example, like the faggot joke, it's like I hate that PC culture has banned the word. There's a whole lot of it's gonna sound terrible now, but it's just for the example. I hate how PC culture has banned the word faggot. Now I got to go learn all my friends' real names.
Yeah.
So that's around the idea of like randomly it was okay.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's not okay.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like, why didn't get any notification?
Yeah.
To say? And then I was like, and I think about what have I been doing for the last 10 years? Looking at notifications on my phone.
Yeah.
Don't you think one of them could have been?
What are they thinking about that?
Don't say faggot anymore.
Yeah.
And then so this the other big idea I want to, another idea within it, it's going to be the only thing worse than things changing without you realizing is realizing that things were never the way you
Yeah.
when they started.
Yeah. That's good.
Then you just realize you've just been an asshole this whole time.
Yeah.
And then so the bit I want to use there is like I said we could talk about the Ted Bundy thing.
Yeah.
How now Zac Efron is playing Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
It's just confusing because Zac Efron used to be Troy Bolton
Yeah.
from High School Musical.
From High School Musical, yeah.
And then so I got that bit, and then I'm going to go into like how like some girls into like the choking, and then I completely redid that bit.
Yeah.
This is a bit inside comedy, but how girls there's a girl that wanted, after she watched the Ted Bundy thing, she wanted me to choke her.
Ah, so you're attaching you're weaving
but
it like
I was
that.
like, yeah, but I'm not Zac Efron.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I'm not the guy from 50 Shades of Grey either. That like little skinny white dude, he can choke a chick. You know, when he chokes a chick, it's sexy, like Zac Efron. I can bench press 260 kgs. If I choke a chick, I'll crush her fucking windpipe. It's not sexy. It's more like Ted Bundy. So that's the whole thing of like things
progressing.
changing. Yeah.
But guys, if you're listening, don't take these jokes literally.
They're out of context.
Out of
I
context
just
at
got
the
carried
moment.
away to explain to you. But I think I have something there.
Yeah. There is something there in the story, which is quite good. And I think you should continue doing that. Don't listen to people who say, "Oh, you don't need to attach a narrative." Attach a narrative.
It was more my
good.
own head.
It's a good thing to do. I mean, the thing is that if it fits in together, what that will do is that because there's an overarching arc, then you would not have, there will be a point you would not need a set list for that 20 minutes or a half an hour, because if this is the main storyline, everything will trigger the joke. Everything which comes in, it will just trigger the joke. And
so I need that whiteboard. Ed has a whiteboard up in his thing. So I'm gonna get a whiteboard so I can lay the whole thing out.
Yeah, just put it out like that, and then you don't even have to have a list.
Pins like I'm solving a murder.
Yeah, like Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
No, Ted Bundy's lawyer.
Never called him. Yeah.
He was his own lawyer.
Oh yeah, very talented.
I think they should have used another actor.
Not
Zac
really
Efron.
I don't like it.
No, I didn't.
I got a bit out of it though.
I didn't. Yeah, it's good. It helped you out in your comedy, but it wasn't. I like the documentary better than the movie. So it wasn't
the beer pong joke. No, I'm just doing bits, but they're saying the beer pong joke fits into that as well about how things change.
Yeah,
you think about it, then I thought maybe that could be one of the things I use as things were wrong from the start.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, these things can work out.
And I was like, I like that because it's not. Then I can do all the bits and it's no like overarching thing of. I open with the white people thing. Yeah. So that starts with like kind of get that out of the way. Yeah. Get the energy going and then start off. And yeah, I don't know, still figuring it out. But I think there's something there.
Yeah. Try it next. When do you have the next 15 minute?
2 weeks. Already sold 2 tickets.
When you got
those
your
people from the party.
those party coming. That's great.
Hey, if you're listening, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Then if you guys are listening, you should come. You should come and watch it at the Classic. I don't know if you guys will come. I don't think nobody listens to this shit.
Someone will.
No, there's.
I'm on the Classic on the. I don't know my phone. It's
today.
No.
Okay.
It's a public holiday.
26th, you said. Was it
26th? I think. And then I got a couple. I don't know. I'm just bragging about spots.
Oh, well, we're talking about that. How can people find you or
at the Notorious Keegy _G, or the Notorious Keegy G on Instagram and Facebook as well.
Facebook as well.
Yep. Any lady fans, you can just contact me directly. My home number is 09.
Landline. You have
0800.
You have a landline.
911.
You have a
800 69 69 69.
Oh, it would be so great if you have
0800 is Booby For Me.
It will be funny if you put it on your Tinder profile. You got your introduction. It says, please call me 09, and you have a landline number there. 09.
I just buy a landline for that. Here's my number. I'll save you time. Here's my number. I'm sure guys just put their number on.
Shit.
I wonder if it works.
People,
probably other dudes just prank calling
do people put numbers on Tinder?
No,
I
don't think so.
I don't think you're allowed.
That should be a hoe-ass hoe. Not the slut shame, but they just put your number out there. Just be like, just text me, please.
Just call me now.
And then a dude, I guess, even if I saw a dude, I'd probably just write his number down and prank call him.
Yeah, nice. And you put it in the toilets, Just put that number in the toilet.
Send him a photo of that using that male to female filter.
Oh yeah. Those are gross sometimes. I've seen that.
I know
Other
it's
people
a
are
lot on Tinder. Since the
Really?
thing came out, it is.
People are using it a
you can't
lot.
just blind swipe now.
It's one of those, fidget spinner thing. Everybody is doing this at the moment.
Yeah.
That there was like a week of baby ones. There
Oh
was
yeah,
like
yeah,
a baby
yeah,
one,
yeah.
and
The
now
baby
there's
ones,
like
some of them are pretty funny.
there's like the gender swap one.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy, and it's kind of not. It's gender. It's some kind of phobic.
Have you seen the
because-
deep fakes, where they impose someone's face onto another person, and the person speaks?
Is it?
They did it on Joe Rogan and Donald Trump, and then
Is it something like
they did it at Bill Hader.
Carl Dunnigan does his?
Kind of like that, but it's better done.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god! Watch the Bill Hader one. So Bill Hader's doing an interview on a couple of late night shows, and he does Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions.
Yeah.
But then they impose Arnold Schwarzenegger's face onto Bill Hader. But it's when he starts doing the impression. You have to watch it after. It is creepy.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. So
Yeah.
so he's doing the impressions. So when he starts when he's talking like himself,
Yeah.
it's his Bill Hader's face.
Yeah.
But then as soon as he says something for or as representing Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
the face changes.
The face changes.
Yeah,
It's
that is
creepy.
so smooth.
Yeah, it's creepy.
That is so smooth though, man.
And I was like, imagine watching this high and you don't realize, and you're just watching the interview, and you're like, oh, that's funny. Then you're like,
what the fuck?
what the fuck? What a great impression.
That is great. All right, thank you for filling in.
Sweet.
Oh,
No worries.
that was-
It was fun.
Jesus, 2 hours.
Good chat. Oh my god.
So that's good. It was a long ass conversation. We
Yeah.
covered a lot of topics. That is great.
The usual shit. Race, sex, gender, politics,
Yeah, comedy.
comedy.
That's all we talk about.
Yeah. Good. That's all I talk about anyway.
Yeah, that's great. Good. Thanks for joining us.
All right.
Please,
Thank you for
please-
listening, everybody.
Please send us some hate mail. It's baboonyodel@gmail.com, baboonyodel on Instagram, baboonyodel on Twitter. Everything is baboonyodel. Yeah, let us know what you feel. Renee is going to be back next week. Thank you for listening. Bye.
See ya.